Hey guys, Mr. Aquino here, just bringing you this week's video of solving simple interest. So we need to first learn our formulas, but to know that, we have to know what all of our acronyms mean or all of our letters mean. First is I, which stands for our interest. Our interest is the amount of money that you will be earning or the extra amount of money you will have to pay over a certain amount of time. Principal is the amount of money we're starting with, whether it's deposited, whether it's borrowed, anything that has to deal with money that you're starting with, that is your principal. Next is your rate or a percentage. That is mostly going to be in the lower numbers, like single digits, but if we get to anything higher, that counts as well. Lastly is our time. Now you'll see this as most likely years and months, but we will talk about minutes and hours as well. That's kind of, you most likely will never see that, but that's why we're going to stick to years and months. So the first formula is when we are solving for interest. If we're missing our I, it is principal times rate times our time. If we're solving for our principal, it is our interest divided by our rate times our time. If we're solving for rate, it's our interest divided by principal times time. And if we're solving for our time, it's our interest divided by principal times rate, okay? Make sure you know these formulas. You have to know them, all right? So here's one practice problem for us. Example one, $3,000 is invested for 1 year at a rate of 5%. How much interest is earned, and what is the total amount after 1 year? All right, so our first thing here is we need to come up with our principal, right? Our principal is the amount of money we start with, which is $3,000. Okay, so we can start with that. We know that our principal is $3,000. Next, we have to come up with our rate, which is always our percentage. Well, we have that there as well, which is 5%. Last but not least is our time. Luckily for us, it was simple, and it comes out as 1 year. Okay, so we have our principal, we have our rate, and we have our time. The only thing we do not have is our interest, so we put an X for that. All right, so we're solving for interest. We can go back to our last slide, copy our formula, which is interest is equal to principal times rate times time. Luckily, we have all our information already. Principal is 3,000, our rate is 5%, and our time is 1 year. We plug in all of our information. Once again, guys, this is another unit where our percentages have to be converted to decimal. 3,000 times 0.05 times 1, we get $150, which means the interest that we are earning, okay, so we are answering this first question here, how much interest is earned? The interest earned is $150. But we need to answer this last part, which is what is the total amount after 1 year? Well, to do that, we take our principal that we start off with, we take our interest, we add them together, 3,150. I want to keep this video nice and short. Again, if you guys have any questions, reach out to me. If not, have a great rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing all you guys in class.